This time to start his third. In lane 4 is Marion Jones. Marion Jones in 4. Will she be challenged? MJ to the line, winning the goal.
America adored her. The U.S. Olympic Committee trusted her. The world celebrated her 5 medals in Sydney. But Marion Jones was hiding a truth so explosive, it shattered everything: her career, her legacy, and countless lives around her. The depth of her deception wasn't just shocking, it was heartbreaking. How did she do it? How did Marion Jones deceive the U.S. Olympic Committee, her fans, and even her own teammates, all while running straight into the record books? This is the wild, jaw-dropping story of how one of America's most celebrated athletes became one of its biggest sporting scandals. Born in Los Angeles in 1975, Marion Jones was a phenom from the start. She dominated high school athletics in California, winning 4 consecutive 100-meter titles at the CIF state meet. By the age of 15, she was already leaving older athletes in the dust. And she wasn't just a track star. Marion was a powerhouse on the basketball court, even leading her high school team to a state championship and later winning an NCAA title with the University of North Carolina. From the outside, her rise was nothing short of inspirational, but behind the scenes, signs of controversy were already brewing. In 1992, she missed a mandatory drug test. Though she later had the 4-year ban overturned, thanks to celebrity attorney Johnny Cochran, it was a preview of the storm that would follow. Fast forward to the late 1990s, Marion had fully shifted her focus to track, and she wasn't just winning, she was annihilating the competition. In 1997, she stormed to gold at the World Championships in the 100 meters. In 1999, she followed up with another 100-meter gold and a bronze in the long jump. The world was on notice. Marion Jones wasn't just good, she was next level. Then came Sydney 2000. The stage was set. Jones declared her goal loud and clear: 5 medals. She wanted to win them all, and by the end of the games, she nearly did. 3 golds in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x400 meters relay, plus 2 bronzes in the long jump and 4x100 meter relay. The media crowned her the Queen of the Olympics. She stood as a symbol of American excellence. But it was all built on lies. Behind the scenes, Jones had been using a cocktail of performance-enhancing drugs, including the designer steroid THG, also known as the Clear. These drugs were created by the Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative, or BALCO, a shadowy organization that supplied illegal substances to dozens of world-class athletes. Marion, her coach Trevor Graham, and even her then-husband C.J. Hunter were all tangled in the web. BALCO's founder, Victor Conte, would later testify that he personally gave Marion multiple banned substances before, during, and after the Sydney Olympics. Jones denied it for years. She insisted her medals were earned cleanly, and she had never failed a drug test. And technically, she hadn't. The drugs she was taking were undetectable by the standard testing methods of the time. That's how she fooled the entire Olympic system. But the house of cards began to fall in 2003. A federal investigation into BALCO led to explosive allegations. Conti came forward. C.J. Hunter, now her ex-husband, claimed he witnessed Marion injecting herself. Even Tim Montgomery, the father of her child and a fellow sprinter, was implicated. Still, Jones held the line. In 2006, she tested positive for EPO, but a follow-up test came back negative, and she was cleared. But it was too late. The feds had been building their case for years, and in 2007, the truth finally came out. Marion Jones stood before a judge and admitted everything. She confessed to lying to federal investigators. She admitted to taking THG between 2000 and 2001. And in front of the world, she said the words that shocked the sports universe. "I have let my country down. I have let my..."
Making these false statements to federal agents was an incredibly stupid thing for me to do. And I am responsible fully for my actions.
The fallout was immediate and brutal. The International Olympic Committee stripped her of all 5 medals from Sydney. Her relay teammates were also stripped, an unprecedented punishment that sparked years of appeals. The IAAF wiped her results clean from September 2000 forward. U.S. Olympic officials called her a disgrace. And then came the hammer, a 6-month prison sentence for lying to federal agents, plus her role in an unrelated check fraud scheme. Marion Jones went from American hero to convicted felon in less than a decade. It wasn't just her reputation that collapsed, it was her life. At the peak of her career, Jones was a millionaire, earning as much as $80,000 per race and scoring huge endorsement deals. But by 2006, her $2.5 million North Carolina mansion was foreclosed. She was drowning in debt, stripped of her career, her medals, and her future. Even her romantic relationships were tangled in scandal. Her ex-husband C.J. Hunter was banned for steroid use. Her former partner Tim Montgomery was banned, stripped of his records, and later arrested. Her coach, Trevor Graham, was banned for life from the sport. Marion Jones had surrounded herself with enablers, and together they built an empire of deceit. But here's the craziest part. Jones insisted that she didn't even know she was taking steroids at first. In court, she said Graham told her the substance was just flaxseed oil. She claimed she only realized the truth when her performance dropped after stopping the treatment. Whether you believe that or not, one thing's certain. Jones spent years denying, deflecting, and destroying evidence, only to finally admit the truth when she had no other choice. The same athlete who once said she had accomplished everything through God-given ability and hard work was now synonymous with the most elaborate doping scandal in Olympic history. The ripple effects were massive. The IOC used her case as a wake-up call. Anti-doping agencies restructured their testing protocols, and her name became a cautionary tale, one used in locker rooms, classrooms, and press conferences as a symbol of what happens when ambition turns to deception. In the years that followed, Jones tried to rebuild. In 2010, she made an unlikely return to professional sports, this time in the WNBA, signing with the Tulsa Shock. But the comeback was short-lived. She lasted just 47 games, averaging 2.6 points per game before being cut in 2011. She later pivoted to public speaking, authoring a book titled On the Right Track and partnering with coaching organizations to teach resilience. But her legacy remains tainted. No amount of apologies or rehab tours can erase the image of her on the Olympic podium, smiling with medals she knew she hadn't earned. And perhaps the most chilling detail, she nearly got away with it. Had the BALCO scandal never broken, had federal investigators never dug deeper, Marion Jones might still be hailed as one of the greatest athletes in history. Her case exposed the weaknesses in drug testing, the blind spots in international oversight, and the lengths to which even the most beloved athletes will go to win. So how did she fool the U.S. Olympic Committee, her fans, and the world? Through silence, misdirection, and the complicity of those around her. Marion Jones wasn't just a fast runner. She was a master manipulator, until the truth caught up to her. And when it did, it brought down an entire era. Today, Jones lives a quieter life in Austin, Texas. She continues to speak about redemption and resilience, trying to turn her scandal into a lesson. But for many, she'll always be the athlete who had it all and threw it away. The medals, the millions, the glory, all gone. Because when you cheat the system, eventually, the system catches up. And for Marion Jones, that reckoning was both public and unforgettable.